Athey kids and parents! This weekend in Athey Kids, we are reading about the amazing miracle of God giving Jericho to Israel. Before the attack against Jericho, the Lord met with Joshua, reminding him that Joshua's first priority was to worship the Lord as the one in charge. Then the Lord gave Joshua specific but strange instructions. Joshua was near Jericho. He looked up and saw a man standing in front of him. The man had a sword in his hand. Joshua went to him and asked, "Are you a friend or an enemy?" The man answered, "I am neither one. I have come as the commander of the Lord's army." Then Joshua bowed face down on the ground, and he asked, "Does my master have a command for me, his servant?" The commander of the Lord's army answered, "Take off your sandals. The place where you are standing is holy." So Joshua did. Now the people of Jericho were afraid because the Israelites were near, so they closed the city gates and guarded them. No one went into the city, and no one came out. Then the Lord spoke to Joshua. He said, "Look, I have given you Jericho, its king and all its fighting men. March around the city with your army one time every day. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets and march in front of the Ark of the Covenant. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times. On that day, tell the priests to blow the trumpets as they march. They will make one long blast on the trumpets. When you hear that sound, have the people give a loud shout. Then the walls of the city will fall, and the people will go straight into the city." They did just as the Lord commanded. On the 7th day, they got up at dawn, and they marched around the city 7 times. The 7th time around, the priests blew their trumpets. Then Joshua gave the command, "Now shout! The Lord has given you the city!" When the priests blew their trumpets, the people shouted. At the sound of the trumpets and the people shout, the walls fell, and everyone ran straight into the city. So the Israelites defeated that city. Joshua spoke to the 2 men who had spied out the land. Joshua said, "Go into Rahab's house, bring her out, and bring out all the people who are with her. Do this because of the promise you made to her." So the 2 men went into the house and brought out Rahab. They also brought out her father, mother, brothers, and all those with her. They put all of her family in a safe spot out of the camp of Israel. Israel followed these instructions obediently, and the Lord miraculously defeated Jericho, despite its strong walls and locked gates. Jericho was totally destroyed. Only Rahab, her family, and their possessions were spared. Through all of this, the Lord proved faithful to bring Israel into the land. The teaching points will vary slightly from classroom to classroom. For example, in the younger pre-K through 1st grade, the kids' teaching points will be the Lord's presence, the Lord's plan, Joshua's obedience, Rahab's salvation. In the older 2nd through 5th grade classes, the teaching points will be the preparation, the battle, the results. This weekend, we want to drive home that God fights for those who obey Him. The Battle of Jericho reveals both God's hatred of sin and His mercy towards repentant sinners. Rather than shake our fists at God like the inhabitants of Jericho, we must be like Rahab and return to God and seek His mercy. Only then will we find safety and protection from God's great wrath against sin. Our prayer is that you turn to God for His mercy and grace today. God bless. Bye.